Hi, I'm Dave, Fell Running Guide, out on a beautiful cold day in the Peak District. I'm just about to have a brew with a view. Now, I know some people who've seen me posting my brews with a view, and a few people have asked about the stove setup that I use. Want to know what I use for my really fast and light, and maybe my overnight camps if I'm travelling really light, doing fast packing type stuff. So I'm going to show you what I use. Right, so I've just set up inside my tarp now to get a bit of shelter from the wind. And this is what I need for brew with a view. So this is my Alpkit Mighty Mug 450 titanium mug, and inside that is everything that I need. My fuel, my lighter, my tea bags, etc. And the other thing is this, which is just a 500ml water bottle, but importantly the silver thing wrapped around it is a DIY cone windshield and pot stand. So that's something I made myself. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Let's have a look what's inside the mug to start with. So I like to keep the bag on it, because then I can use that to put things in and not lose them whilst I'm having my brew. I'll just put it to one side for the moment. So got a coffee bag and a tea bag, just so I've got a choice of what I want, and then a plastic bag that has all my lighter and things like that in it, a piece of heat-proof material that works as a ground protector, just got a bit of silver foil to act as a bit of a reflector. I don't know whether that actually works, but just psychologically I think it's reflecting a bit of heat upwards. I don't always use that, but started using it in winter. And then I've just got a bit of kitchen roll. That's just really to pack it out and stop things rattling around, because if I'm running or fast walking, I find that things jiggle around and it really annoys me. The heat-proof handles I've put on myself, it doesn't come like that. So that's that. Here, this is a great bit of kit. This is the burner that I use. This is a Speedster Stoves 20mm burner. They make them in 20, 30 and 50mm. This is the smallest one, and it's great. It's got some absorbent heat-proof material in it that absorbs the fuel. So that's that. The fuel here, I've just got 15ml of liquid fuel, bioethanol. You can use meths, but bioethanol is a little bit cheaper, and I've just put that into an eyedropper container, and I found that this is enough for one brew. So 15ml burns or boils 300ml of water. So when I'm working out how much fuel I need, what I find works really well is if I take the volume of liquid that I want to boil. So for example 500, if I want to make a brew and maybe rehydrate a meal, and I want 500ml of water, so take the quantity, halve it, so 500 becomes 250, and then knock a naught off, and that's how much fuel you need. So 25ml of fuel will burn 500 or boil 500ml of water. Obviously you need a slightly larger burner for that. So that's that. Next is the lighter, and this is a windproof like little blowtorch lighter, and the good thing about that is it directs a little flame. You can point it down into the burner rather than normal lighter where the flame comes up and you struggle to light it. So that's really good. And then I've just got some emergency windproof matches in there in case my lighter fails. So that's all that. Now let's have a look at the windshield. So I made this myself out of the bottom of a tray bake, flapjack big tray bake thing, and all I've done is cut it to size. Just found some stuff on the internet of how to do it, dimensions, and I've got just a paper clip, and with that I can just clip it and make it the right size. So I've put little marks on so I know how big it needs to be, and that is that. So you can see it's a cone shape, it's wider at the bottom than it is at the top, and this cutout here is for the handles of the mug, so we'll see that in a moment. Now the good thing about this is it's much more efficient than just a normal windshield, because it funnels the heat up the sides of the mug. So I will show you that. So what happens is the mug just slides on like that, and we've got our windshield and pot stand together. Okay, so we're ready to make a brew. Now what I should have shown is how small the 20mm burner is. That's the size of a tea bag, and that's the size of the burner next to it, so it's actually smaller than the tea bag. So yeah, really good. So let's just fill that up. So I have found that on warm days, or if you can keep out of the wind, that 15mm is more than enough fuel. Sometimes get away with maybe 12 or something like that, but that's enough. You know, let's go on the safe side and put the whole 15mm in. The lighter, I'll just show you the lighter. I don't know if we can see. There's that downward blowtorch flame. And then the good thing about the Speedster stove is this material inside, it absorbs the fuel, so there'll be a little bit of spill just to start with. I think I've probably overfilled that, but unlike with a Trangia stove, you can turn it upside down and or, you know, kick it over and you don't spill everything, so that's quite safe. Okay, so now light it. I'm just going to put 300ml of water in there. There's a little mark on the inside of the mug, so it tells you. So that's that, and I reckon probably in cold conditions maybe about 7 minutes to get to a boil. So let's see how long that actually takes. So I'll just explain a little bit about how this cone windshield works, sometimes called Caldera cones. So the holes at the bottom are to let oxygenated air in, and then rather than the heat dissipating away once it's heated the side of the mug, the underside of the mug, it actually gets funneled up the sides, and these are escape vents at the top. So quite an efficient setup there. So with something like this, you know, yeah, it's not the fastest cook system. If I wanted a really fast brew, then I'd bring a gas canister or something like that, but price wise much cheaper than a gas stove and gas canister, and weight wise much smaller, much less bulky, much lighter. So as long as you're not in a rush, it's great. And you know, I'm not in a rush. I just sit here, chill out, look at the scenery, read my map, and wait for it to boil. Okay, that's just coming up to 8 minutes, is that? And you can see we've got steam coming out. So yeah, a little bit longer today, I think, because, well, you can see we've still got, you know, we've got a bit of snow and ice on the ground. So yeah, but that's no problem. It's still heating up. I'm happy to put my tea bag in there now and just let that steep a little. Yeah, so that is my lightweight fast packing brew with a view setup. If I just want 1 cup, if I wanted to heat a meal, heat water for a meal as well as a brew, I'd bring a bigger mug and maybe boil 500ml of water or something like that. But if I just want one in the evening, maybe 1 in the morning, then this is fine. So anyway, hope you found that interesting. I'll just share my photo of, or picture of where I'm at, enjoying the scenery. Not a bad place to stop for a winter's brew.